CBS right here. Go!
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in a victorious whiskey and wine. Oh, Jesus Christ, you stupid asshole. What a stupid asshole.
Just a little new boot goofing with the fella.
Hey, you have your own headset mic, you moron, with your fucking stupid golden boot, moron. All right, we are live. LSU beats Arkansas 13-10. That's your final. We are at Don Juan's Cigar Bar in Town Center, and glad to have you aboard with us here. Tigers are now an Ole Miss loss away
goofing, man. Look
from,
at it, dude.
from
Let's
winning
go.
the SEC West.
Golden boot, baby. Best trophy in college football. Give it to me,
It
you
is
son of a
definitely
bitch.
not the best trophy in college football.
Yeah.
All right, if you're on YouTube, welcome on in. Please smash that like button. Facebook, please like the page and share the post. We appreciate y'all for being with us here, as always. Tigers
Just a
win.
little new boot goofing with the fellas. Let's fucking go.
You know, man, we're going to talk about this a lot, I'm sure, over the next 90 minutes. But I just tweeted it. I literally,
got that punch in the lighter?
Yeah, I literally never thought. I literally never thought I'd see a player defensively impact the game again like we did with Tyron.
Yeah,
and,
fair.
And I think you've got him. And that's for some that might be blasphemous to say, but the thing about and look, covering you were on the team in 2011, but I can tell you covering that team, the thing that I said often and wrote about a lot and all this stuff was when you're talking about a player who's truly elite, they make the extraordinary seem commonplace.
Yep, fair.
And is anybody? Harold Perkins just finished this game.
Yeah, give me the final stat line.
With 8 tackles, 4 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, a pass breakup, a quarterback hurry, and 2 forced fumbles.
Let's go.
Were any of those
How many
moments?
Sacks? 4 sacks.
Were any of the? And he should have had 5 because of the incomplete pass. The review.
Yeah.
So. Were any of those moments, this is what I would ask you, are any of those moments surprising to you?
No, because, Matt, we've said consistently for weeks now that he is the best QB spy in the nation, right?
Incredible.
And so if you have a quarterback that can't really throw the ball but wants to rely on running, like, you're done. Like, you cannot run when Harold Perkins is a spy. And then if you want to put your throwing quarterback in there, well, guess what? You just rush the passer traditionally, and he beats the fuck out of your tackles. And he wins you the SEC West potentially. Let's fucking go. Perk 40. Hey, I can't. My friend over here in the bar, Perkules. Let's fucking go. Perkules.
Okay. Perkules. Understood. We got it.
Perkules, get it done.
All right, we're sharing the post and all that good stuff. We'll do our toast here in a moment. If you would do us a solid and smash that like button. Do you want to start just giving a few overall thoughts? Go ahead.
Look, well, hold on. Should we do our toast and our drink
give some
first?
thoughts while I post all this.
Okay. Overall thoughts is that obviously very thankful KJ Jefferson did not play. I would have never expected to the offense to be as anemic as it was, right? Like when we were talking about the idea of trap game, my idea was that maybe KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders could get going against the defense to a higher level than our own offense would get going. So I'm thinking maybe like if Arkansas is going to win this game, it's going to be like 27-24, right? If you would have told me before the game that Arkansas was going to score 10, I would have told you that LSU, covers easily. Yeah. Like not even sweating it. Like, okay, no problem. Instead, all of us LSU +3 or -3 bettors end up pushing. And Barry Odom did a fantastic job. Jayden Daniels seemed confused, like the same way that Will Rogers seemed confused against LSU, the same way that Bryce Young seemed confused against LSU. Jayden Daniels was not ready for the wrinkles that Arkansas threw in there coverage-wise, and then Arkansas did a fantastic job of blitzing and their twist. Barry Odom put on a bit of a masterclass. That's a bad Arkansas defense that just held an LSU offense that was red hot. to nothing. I mean, nothing. And you know what's crazy, Matt? I don't know what the final rushing numbers are, but, like, it's especially odd for an offense to be shut down like that when it feels like you ran the ball well. Like you ran the ball well for average, I would imagine. What are the final numbers?
LSU ran 51 times for 198 yards, so 3.9 per carry, but you got to remember they're sack adjusted. So there were 5 sacks in that game.
There were 6 sacks in the first half alone for Arkansas.
I'm sorry, 7 sacks by Arkansas.
Yeah.
So 7 sacks for 41 yards. So really you reduce LSU's rushing number by 7. So really they ran it 46 times, and you increase 198 by 41. So they ran it for about 145 yards. 46 times for about 146 yards.
Yeah.
My math is right. My math is right. For 240. Sir, for 246.
For 240. Okay, yeah, exactly, right? So that's even wilder. That you would be running the ball.
I'm so bad at math.
So
they ran it for 239.
So
46,
like 4.5, 4.7 a carry, something like that.
5.1 per carry.
Okay.
Sack adjusted, they ran it 46 times for, what did I say, for 239, an average of 5.1 a carry.
That is even wilder, that you could run it for that much a carry. And
it's worth noting again that college football
only scored 13 points.
College football counting sack yardage against rushing totals is
It's really dumb. It's really dumb.
It's really dumb.
Yeah, it's really fucking dumb. But
all right, let's do our toast.
All right, let's do our toast.
All right, you know the drill, everybody. If you got a glass, whatever you're holding, hold it up in front of you. Take a toast, take a picture of you. I think fewer people have done this year, so I want to clarify what we want. We want you to hold up your glass, like with us, and like take a picture like this of you toasting with us.
Yeah.
And then tweet us, Instagram us, so we can tag you. That'll help us grow all this and make people aware. So cheers. Tigers win.
Cheers.
Tigers win. Tigers win. Cheers, everybody. Tigers win. Tigers win. Tigers win. Tigers win.
LSU. 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 Hey, let's go, baby. Get it done. Hey, the Oracle's out west? No, dude. Vegas stays undefeated, dude.
You know what? The thing with this game in particular, we'll go through the game in a minute. Y'all know the drill.
Can we light up cigars?
Yeah, for sure.
Can we light up some SEC West victory cigars?
Where's the lighter? I gave it to you.
I know I handed it back to you because I was going to put it here, and you were like, give it back to me, bitch. And so I gave it back to you.
Maybe I'll put it back in my pocket.
Wow, dude.
Oh, no, it's in my crotch.
Tight,
it's in my crotch.
Here, was it down here?
Get the fuck out of me. Get the lighter,
Get the
fire here.
I was looking for your light. Oh, my bad, dude. You said it was in your crotch. I was trying to find it.
It was in my crotch. Wyatt found it.
Okay. Whoa.
How about that?
Chill out, Wyatt.
Chill out, boy. How you doing over there? What you got going on, sir? So we do now kind of turn our attention to Ole Miss and Alabama. Of course, an Alabama win in this ball game, LSU clinches the SEC West. So let there be no confusion. You were cheering for Alabama today. We were all cheering for Alabama today.
Which is a point of dominance. I was talking to some fellas over there about that. Like, let's really take a step back and think about what a great year it's been when you are cheering for Alabama to beat Ole Miss, so you go to the SEC West Championship.
Oh, yeah,
when the fuck is the last time you've been cheering for Alabama to win anything? So, like every other time you slip by Alabama, you are hoping and praying that somebody else beats them so you don't have like a rematch coming down the road. Now you're actively cheering for them to win.
In 2001, Alabama wasn't very good, and LSU needed Bama to beat a good Auburn team to force the SEC West de facto championship that was rescheduled.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so LSU had a bye, essentially had like an open date, and they watched the Iron Bowl, and essentially were like needed Bama to beat Auburn, and so LSU fans got to kick back and watch the Iron Bowl and got a bunch of help that day.
Wow,
yeah.
I mean, same shit. Okay, so that was 2001.
It wasn't a bye because LSU played on Friday.
So
LSU played Black Friday against Arkansas, right? And so then the next day they had to watch the Iron Bowl and needed help from Alabama.
But, Matt, that's all kind of fascinating, right? Because if there has been a season that this year has been compared to, it's been 01, right? I mean, an unexpected LSU team, not a flawless record. They go roaring to an SEC championship that they have no business being in. You have a number 2 Tennessee that's going to the Rose Bowl, going to the national championship. You end up beating them in Atlanta. It's one of my best memories. Rest in peace, my grandfather, Bobby Sr., the first Bobby Hebert. It's one of the best memories of my life that I had with him was being at that SEC championship game.
That was so much fun.
It made me an LSU fan for life. And so it's very funny to me. It's very fitting to me that now you have this sort of echo 2 decades later as you're entering a new era of hopefully LSU dominance, right? That was the beginning of Saban. This is the beginning of Kelly. And here you sit, you are cheering for Alabama once again to send you to Atlanta.
We'll get into some of the game today. I'll give you some other observations. I thought, so first of all, I thought for sure, I'm not in any way surprised by LSU's defensive effort today.
No.
We've talked, Arkansas was not a good offensive team, and they're terrible without KJ Jefferson.
Yeah.
He didn't play against State. They scored 17 points. He was very limited last week against Liberty. They scored 19. They really only got rolling. They had 3 points in the first half. They only scored their touchdowns in the fourth quarter when he started running the ball. So I'm not surprised at all that LSU defensively did what they did, holding them to 10 points. Dominant effort. No Alabama hangover for LSU's defense. That much was obvious. But what did surprise me is Arkansas's defense is bad.
They've been awful.
They are a terrible defense.
They've been awful.
They allow over 500 yards a game. Like, they're a very bad defense. And you just kind of hat tip today to Barry Odom, who I think we all agree is a very good defensive play caller.
Definitely.
He had a great scheme, and I don't know what – I'll be very curious to know what counter punches LSU tried, or if they maybe – you know what it felt like? It really felt like, I think I told Wyatt this during the game, it felt like Auburn in 2012, that terrible Auburn team that LSU beat 12-10.
Yeah.
And Les after the game just kept saying, fuck, punt it again. With that defense, you can just punt it again.
They
it was just
definitely
like,
seemed to go conservative.
They were super content to just to
and
not
like
make
a lot of in the box stuff where it felt like they were just loading up the box and you weren't really stressing them on the edges.
Every time LSU tried to get to the edges today, Arkansas ran them down. Like, Jayden Daniels had nothing on the perimeter today. So, I mean, you really hat tip Arkansas. I mean, Barry Odom had a good plan. I think LSU, they tried to be pretty open on that first drive. And, of course, you had the Jayden Daniels interception, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I think when you had the Daniels interception and the Daniels fumble, I think Brian Kelly recognized, hey, look, the only way we're losing today is if we keep this bullshit up. You keep turning the ball over and committing penalties. I mean, LSU had 5 penalties in the first half. They had 2 turnovers. Like,
gave up 6 sacks.
Gave up 6 sacks in the first half. It was a little bonkers, man, to watch it all unfold the way that it did. So we do have to talk about the offensive line in the day that they had or didn't have. And what was what accounted for all of that? Do you want to take that?
Well,
did you notice anything?
So I'm going to have to review the film to see fully, but it definitely felt like, okay, so first off, again, the main thing that stood out to me is that if you've watched Jayden Daniels these last 3 weeks, you have watched a quarterback who has been very confident and decisive in his reads, right? In that he has had a good idea of what coverage the defense is playing, and the ball's been getting out of his hand, or he's been extending and knowing exactly where to go with it. Today, I thought that Daniels looked very confused. I think there's an Arkansas defense that stacked a lot of sacks early on. And, I mean, early they were dropping 8 into coverage. Yeah. But even when they were adding to the rush, they were having success. So the same way that, like, you need someone who's an expert like Matt Flynn at, like, coverages to break down how did you confuse Will Rogers, how did you confuse Bryce Young. I'm going to be fascinated to dive into this tape and try to see what did they do coverage-wise to have Daniels so unsure about what he was looking at. And then they did an excellent job on the defensive front with their twists, with how they're adding guys to blitz, a disciplined rush, right, where they did a lot of what LSU did against Bryce Young, getting pressure up the middle and having a spy ready to go when Jayden Daniels tried to flush. He was never able to gain the edge. So like you said, man, you got a hat tip to Barry Odom here because I feel like the success was mainly scheme related. Like, certainly players got beat, no doubt about that. Yeah. But a lot of times they were getting beat because they didn't exactly know what they were looking at. And so, look, I'm a big Denbrock fan. He has done an excellent job of learning this personnel, stressing all areas of the field. But today was not his day. He got out-coached today.
There was a comment that said, the play calling hurt the offensive line, run the damn ball. They did run the damn ball. LSU threw 15 passes and ran it 51 times.
Yeah, you just needed one complete pass.
There was no – well, it was pretty clear earlier Arkansas was playing coverage, and the line didn't hold up even against a 3-man rush. I mean, that sucks, right? And then the times when Jayden did try to tuck and run, Arkansas was very sure tackling today.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They had a really good plan with how they were spying him. They didn't go all out in their rush, like in their rush lanes, right? Yeah. They got interior pressure. That's always key. If you're trying to keep a running quarterback under control, if you get pressure up the middle, and that's where Frazier, Bradford, and Charles Turner. I'm interested to see how they played because when you get pressure up the middle, well, that kind of fucks everything up because then all of a sudden you can't step up in the pocket. Like one of the sacks Will Campbell gave up, he's blocking his guy great. Like he's blocking his guy like he has a pocket, but the interior pressure forces Jayden Daniels to roll like straight into where Campbell's put his guy. Like Campbell did nothing wrong, and yet he gets charged with a sack because the interior broke down.
And Daniel, look, they did. Normally, what we've seen this year is when teams have played coverage, Jayden Daniels will hurt you with his feet.
Yeah.
Today, when Jayden Daniels ran, he ran 19 times for 10 yards. But keep in mind, we talked about the sack adjusted, so. They were sacked 7 times for -41. So
do those count as rush attempts?
Yes.
Okay.
So those are rush attempts against
12 times.
So 12 rushes for 51 yards really is what Daniels had today.
Which is still
it's like
completely containing Jayden Daniels.
3 yards a carry.
Yes.
I mean, his long run of the day was the 20-yard run that he had the scamper up the middle where he kind of like juked and hit off a couple of guys and pinballed around midfield. That was the long run of the day. I mean, it's just they did Arkansas. You just sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you can tip your cap and say, "Hey, the other team did a really good job," and Arkansas did. They did a good job defensively.
Here's my deal. I'm not telling you to be happy with the LSU offense today
Absolutely
because you should not be, right? Like the coordinator. Like I said, I think you got out-coached. I think execution-wise, the players did not play particularly well. Definitely not in the pass game, right? In the run game, they were probably better than the stats would have you believe, but not in the pass game. But Matt, what does a good team what does a good team do?
Yeah, you overcome adversity. You win when you're playing poor.
Well, yeah, not only yes, but also you adapt to the situation at hand, right? Like you're an amorphous blob. A great team is a team that can win in multiple ways. Where on a day like today, your offense just doesn't have it. You're in a hostile environment. The crowd's getting into it more and more and more. You didn't put them away early. You gave them life late, and yet you still found. Remember, this is the same defense that made it interesting against Florida. Right? Like on a night when the offense had it and they were kicking ass, it was the defense who fucked up and kept that game close. So I always love to see when a team can have either side of the ball kind of answer the call. Like that's the sign of a well-made team and a team that has a little resiliency to it. Right? It's not very brittle because you're really going to have to beat it in both portions of the game if you want to win. And it helps to have fucking Perkins, Perk 40 on the team, just fucking eliminating the opposing quarterback. I mean, unreal, dude.
You know what did surprise me? And Marquise Robinson says that the wide receivers couldn't get open. This is when I was driving here at halftime. I was first having them. I was thinking I would love to see the all-22 because I'm really curious, and this is where I like to know what Matt says and things like that. Because
Flynn is who I rely on for this stuff.
I loved LSU's receivers against Arkansas's DBs
this
in this
is the best
game.
matchup of the night, I thought, dude.
And the fact that there were so many times Jayden Daniels didn't pull the trigger because he had nowhere to go with the football tells me LSU's receivers weren't winning.
Well, so it could be that they weren't winning, or he wasn't seeing the wins because what he thought pre-snap wasn't what the coverage was.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would have loved to have been seeing the all-22 to see what he was looking at. So it was just an uncharacteristically bad day offensively. And look, Jason said, I'm glad that we're critiquing a win. I mean, it's a great point. Like it's a vast difference than when you're sitting here after losing to Tennessee the way you did or losing to Florida State the way you did. I mean, you would much rather have these things to clean up after a win and knowing that now you're maybe putting your head on the pillow tonight with LSU winning the West.
Well, if we also really want to if we really want to break this game down, honestly, I know that the natural inclination here, because you're only favored by 3, and we spent all week trying to explain away, like, how is that possible? LSU should be better. And then KJ Jefferson doesn't play, and you're like, oh, fuck, it's over. Like, honestly, Matt, I was not stressed the entire game until the very, very end. That was because then you're in that bullshit territory that you always talk about where, like, you're one broken play away from losing. But, like, before that, I'm like, oh, no, LSU's got. I'm not stressed at all. So I understand why we're starting focusing on the offense and the struggles and the negative, but the story of the game is Harold Perkins. The man who was
he won you
freshman of the week in the SEC before the bye, post-bye against Bama, he's SEC Defensive Player of the Week, and I fucking guarantee you that I will cut my nuts. I will literally cut my nuts if Harold Perkins does not win SEC Defensive Player of the Week
that's
again.
a lock. That's a fucking lock.
That's what I'm saying. So that's 3 SEC awards in a row, back-to-back SEC Defensive Player. Like, that's the story. Perk 40. Wasn't he committed to A&M at a time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know, like, what unfolded with that was, well, we could tell a story. I mean, I don't know that anybody cares
I don't know
at this
the
moment.
Story. I'd love to hear it.
So Harold Perkins was committed to Texas A&M. The report was, and look, every interview Harold Perkins did during his recruitment, he talked about NIL. NIL mattered to him a lot in his decision, which is fine.
Which is like like any of us who like to make money would say, yeah, that makes complete sense. Like, you're a genius at making money. If you were a big high school recruit, you'd be out here like, all right, everybody chill out. Let me see the deals. Like, what are we talking about numbers-wise here? Okay, what do you got going on? Hey, Jay, what do you got?
But
so,
the
like
way
you're saying, he cared about NIL.
The reports were that his NIL agreement with Texas A&M's collective, again, this is like all, we will use whatever verbiage you want, right? Semantics, A&M offers, whatever, okay, understanding, was that he would have had a $500,000 deal at A&M. And his understanding, again, this is the story as it's understood. Again, I'm not telling you this is factual, confirmed on the record from Harold Perkins. This is the story, okay? We're clear?
Yeah.
Was that
allegedly?
Was that, and I can tell you with some truths that I know, which is the way A&M's collective is structured deals is that they're 4-year deals, and you get paid every semester, and the payment comes 6 weeks into the semester.
And we've seen those contracts leak.
So
correct?
Yeah. I saw the one that Jacoby Matthews got for me. Yeah. So so if you're Harold Perkins and you're thinking you're going to get $500K, and now it's, no, you got to stay 4 years, and you're going to get it by semester, and it's 6 weeks into the semester, and he. It's like, hold on.
I ain't chilling here 4 years, bro. So I ain't playing 4 years.
So that sort of reopened things. And, I shared this with you on Scone and Tea on Wednesday about Perkins' NIL valuation. Let me just, reiterate this. Do you remember we talked about this?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I do. I don't get married to the specifics of the numbers because it's a new market. So, numbers are sketchy, but there is value here still.
So, for those who don't know who Shannon Terry is.
We need Alabama to win, Cliff. Chill out, dude.
Shannon Terry is the founder of On 3 Sports, who also founded 247, who before that founded Rivals.
Yeah.
Right, so he founded one, sold it. Non-compete expired, found another, sold it. Non-compete expired, now it's found a third.
And just hired all of his good old talent from the previous two every time.
That's what he did with Jay and Billy.
Dude.
Anyway, so I got a note this week asking if I'd like to have Shannon Terry on AFR, so we'll have him this week. But he said after the Bama game, Harold Perkins' NIL valuation doubled in 1 week to $626,000. That's 34th among college football players.
Wow.
That was after Bama.
And so a literal step up from that original $500,000 number too, which is interesting.
You got to see it material.
But
you got to realize that.
No, but Matt, this is something fascinating, right? What happened to Jayden Daniels this week?
The other thing,
Jayden Daniels beats Alabama. He's on the fucking G team.
The other thing I'll tell you also is,
if you play well as a college football player for the first time ever, you stand to benefit monetarily, immediately. Not waiting, not pro money, not Eli Ricks looks like he may be down.
Well,
but Matt, you benefit.
I hope that's not his shoulder again.
You benefit monetarily immediately. Jayden Daniels beats Alabama and he gets the fucking G team. It's crazy.
But it's not just that. Harold Perkins did. I don't know if this is released anywhere. I don't even fucking care if it matters. I'll tell y'all. He signed on with WME, which is the same organization that has Livy Dunn. So, just in the past, few weeks or so, Harold Perkins signed this. So, you should anticipate Harold Perkins is going to start making a lot of money through the NIL space. As he should. Absolutely, as he should.
Can we not all acknowledge the absurdity of, that guy not being able to make money on his skill set? When we're all fucking paying in bars and paying for tickets, and we're selling, we're giving value to all the advertisers who are paying for ads because we're all watching the games. Why the fuck should that kid not make money? that just won you that game. Like, thank God we have finally arrived at a place.
Because he gets a scholarship,
yeah, exactly,
he gets a scholarship.
Dude, exactly.
Isn't that enough?
Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Like, that, man, all you motherfuckers out there are so goddamn happy tonight, me included, because LSU may be going to Atlanta in here in a couple of hours, and there is no single person that meant more to that than HP 40, a.k.a. Perkins, a.k.a. Harold 5-Star Perkins.
Real quick, if you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button. Facebook, please like the 104.5 ESPN page and share this post. We appreciate all of you for being there. We are at Don Juan's Cigar Bar. We're brought to you by also MICHELLI Weighing and Measurement, MICHELLI.com. Big shout out to Joel McMullen, all my friends over at MICHELLI. 75 years in business, locally owned and operated, the largest distributor of scales in our country. If I would say you weigh or measure something, they sell, service, rent the products used to weigh and measure, and they are hiring. So if you go to MICHELLI.com, hit the careers tab at the top. You can apply for jobs there online, and you will probably need GoFlow tomorrow.
GoFlow IV Spa, Baton Rouge's premier medical spa, specializing in IV hydration with vitamin infusion. Yes, look, it's not just if you're partying because LSU's on this insane run, but if you are going too hard in the paint, you show up to GoFlow. I swear to God, it'll knock your hangover out immediately. Beyond that, though, y'all, Matt, just treat yourself. Treat your skin, right? I mean, you want to look younger. You want to feel better. GoFlow helps you accomplish that. If you're just feeling sick and you need to feel a bit better, nothing is better than making sure that you are premierly hydrated. And so if you drink too much tonight, go to GoFlow for the morning after IV. Treatments start as low as $60. Buy your skin a drink at GoFlow IV Spa. Find them on Facebook. Visit at GoFlowIV.com. Shout out GoFlow.
Von Bluesman, Murder Giraffe, LSU Sports Fanatic, Lonnie Stilton, Cortland Jacob, Carly Woodard. Appreciate y'all watching. Just shouting out some of y'all who were in there. We appreciate you for being there. It is worth mentioning also with like cold and flu season.
Yeah, if you're sick, it's great. It's like incredible.
Even preventative, like to stay hydrated.
I never thought about that.
It's a really good idea to get IVs. So I'm just throwing that out there with a lot of flu. Before we go into the game itself, we'll get to a lot of your questions and comments today.
And I'm logging super chats as well.
A couple of things that I noticed today. Number one, I think Sam Pitman cost his team the game. There were.
But do you fault his logic at the time?
Absolutely.
I know. No, like the first. Okay, well let's go by call.
Passing on the field, going forward on 4th and goal and passing on the field goal was stupid. You got a fumble. They gave you a gift. You have to capitalize with points there. And ultimately, in a 3-point game, you can look at that and say that was the difference. That's one. And then also,
on the first call, can I argue devil's advocate? So, I think he's thinking like we're thinking. They have a backup quarterback that is not going to be able to move the ball. LSU has an offense that has been on fucking fire lately. Arkansas's defense is awful. Like, I know your coach wants to believe that the defense is good, so he definitely felt the pressure of, okay, I don't know that we're going to drive down here to the red zone again, which admittedly I don't think they did, Matt. So it's like, I don't know if we're going to drive back down here. We have to try to get 7 here. And they did not. So, look, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is, in that call, I can definitely understand the logic that Sam Pitman was at. It's 3 yards. Like, your quarterback has a better chance of getting 3 yards than 70. So I get why he went for that. But it's a results-based game, and they didn't get it. And, well, look what happened.
The other was when they went for it on the 4th down around midfield. And it was the game flow, the whole, like, LSU starting field position. First drive was 25, they threw the pick. Then their own 20, their own 10, their own 3, their own 28, their own 11. Then after the 4th and 2 fail, this is the one I'm talking about. It was 4th and 2, and the quarterback fell down. You know what I'm talking about? Like he was corralled, he fell down.
Yes.
LSU started the Arkansas 40.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's when
they
scored.
ended up kicking a field goal.
No, they scored the touchdown.
Oh, that's when they scored.
That was the touchdown. And then 29, the 25, their own 17, their own 12. Arkansas dominated field position the entire game. They did what LSU did to Bama last week. They dominated field position.
Yeah.
And that decision right there in that game, you gave LSU less than half a field. They were 40 yards from the end zone. And that ended up being ultimately those two decisions by Sam Pitman bit his team in the ass.
So I agree, but I do also acknowledge that, like, the entire game, I expected Jayden Daniels in the offense to break through.
But
like,
they
if you've
didn't.
coached, no, I know, but if you've coached this Arkansas team this entire year, and you've seen your team fuck up and give up all these major plays. Like, remember when you had that crazy comeback against Alabama, then they allow a 75-yard rushing touchdown from Milroe? Like,
they allowed 3 70-yard runs.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot
Milroe had one and Jahmyr Gibbs had 2.
So all I'm saying is there's a lot of bad contextual evidence that Sam Pitman is drawing from when he makes these decisions. In the end, they end up being wrong, right? But I don't find it like too hard to get to his headspace as to how he got there. Now, what I don't agree with, Matt, is when we talked about him basically abandoning the plan, right? When did he not go for it? When he had gone for it every other time?
Like that, we'll get into the game itself, but like when Sam Pitman had been so aggressive the whole game, and then with 4 minutes to go, they had
it was
the ball.
4th and 10, but still, they had the ball.
It was 4th and 10 at the LSU 43, and you're down 3 points.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 10. They got a great kicker. I mean, it's 4th and 10 for the 43 with 4 minutes to go, and you punt. Now they got to stop.
Yeah.
And then LSU ultimately got the turnover with Harold Perkins, but
that is a little bit
aggressive.
Of like,
you've been so aggressive the whole game. Now the game's on the line, and you get tense. Like, I thought Sam Pitman did a terrible job today.
You've been hitting on 16.
He did a terrible job.
You've been hitting on 16, and then you chose to stay. Like,
that's a blackjack thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just don't. I don't play. I know you say that. So
I mean, bro, I'm not a gambler either, but like I do know that base rule, right? Just the math, but it's also in like Hearthstone, like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, like a bunch of card games that I play where it's like, if you're gonna when you're trying to manage randomness, Matt, you just have to, consistency is your ally, right? If you do something consistently, you maybe manipulate the math on your side, and he seemed to waffle back and forth. And it was one of those days, Matt, where he chose the wrong thing every time.
Yeah.
And that's rough.
It was like Brian Kelly against Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Brian Kelly against Tennessee made every wrong call.
And Brian Kelly said it. He was like, look, I was going for it, and it made the final score worse than what it should have been. But at the time, I felt like we had to keep up. Like, again, even then, I understand the headspace, but whatever. Ultimately, football's results-oriented, and did it work or not, that's all we care about.
Can I also point out that Harold Perkins played 8 snaps against Tennessee?
That's fucking wild. That is kind of insane.
Do you want to think about how different that game might have been? I'm not saying the result's different. I'm not saying LSU wins, but how different might that game have been had they been playing, as they are now defensively with Perkins?
Mike Andrews said that Harold Perkins had the flu today. Is that true?
Wow, I have no idea.
If he just had it, did he just have a Jordan flu game?
I don't know.
That would be.
Did Jordan really have the flu, or did he get poisoned by the pizza?
Maybe he was a little hungover. Maybe he was poisoned by the pizza.
Yeah,
I've heard both things. I've heard Last Dance said poisoned by the pizza, right?
Oh, that was Last Dance. That's right. That's right.
Maybe, but that is a bit of a biased source that we're drawing from here. Yeah, I mean, was he in the Bahamas gambling and hungover? I don't know, dude. There's a lot of rumors out there, dude. I don't know, dude.
All right, we're at Don Juan's Cigar Bar. By the way, one more shout-out. I mentioned our friends over at Louisiana Bourbon Festival. It's tonight. So if you're looking for something to do, 7 to 10 p.m., and Don Juan's going to be there. So at the Renaissance, 7 to 10 p.m. Tickets are still available, LouisianaBourbonFest.com. You probably get them at the door as well. Shout out to David Steele and the gang. So, like, the rooftop, well, you can go smoke a cigar up there, have some whiskey. 35 different distilleries will be there. Should be a great event, and Don Juan's participating as well. So, love Don Juan. It's a great spot to come watch all the games, hang out with us for whiskey and wine.
Wait, Matt, there's a wonderful anecdote coming in from Jock Doucet's Twitter here from after the game. So, apparently Harold Perkins threw up before the game with the flu.
Oh, Jesus.
Brian Kelly made an MJ reference to him, and Harold Perkins said, "Who's MJ?" And then Brian Kelly said, "God, I'm getting old." Oh, my God.
Leah Van tweeted it. Yeah, oh, my God.
Who's MJ? Who's MJ? God. Oh, motherfucker, I'm getting old, too.
I'm sure he knows who Michael Jordan is. He just wouldn't refer to him as MJ.
But, bro, anybody
MJ.
Our age is going to know who fucking MJ is.
For sure.
Especially if you're talking about in correlation to the flu. Oh, that's fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
So Harold Perkins, Jordan flu game confirmed. And I can almost guarantee he was not hungover or eating, poison pizza this time around. That's insane, man. I mean, Matt, there is not a better QB spy in the country. And the reason why LSU fans need to be so happy that KJ Jefferson wasn't playing, because if you cannot throw the ball as a quarterback, like if you're not confident in your ability to throw and you're a running quarterback, Harold Perkins eliminates your legs. like, eliminates your legs. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how athletic you are. He is more athletic. And so if you cannot beat him with your arm, then you're fucked. And then you put in Fortin, and Fortin can't beat you with your legs, even though he had a little bit of legs to him. But Fortin can beat you with your legs, and then you're fucked, because if you hang out in the pocket, he's going to fucking beat you in the rush. Like, it's like, you better be an elite two-threat quarterback if you're going to get away from the Harold Perkins spy.
We definitely need to talk about the decision to put Cade Fortin in the game, because that did change the entire dynamic of the game.
Cade Fortin, dude, that's my Roman Fortin's an old Falcon center. I grew up with his kids back in the day, Roman and Dylan Fortin, my fucking partners. Apparently that's their cousin.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, now playing for fucking Arkansas. That's right, dude.
Great story. Thanks. Someone did ask for a baby update, T-Bob. It was Thad Landry asked for a baby update.
Coming the day before the SEC championship, which, Matt, I know we've talked about this, but I literally, my wife at the beginning of the year.
What are you going to do?
She was, oh, God, I threw that kind of feeler out there.
And she was like, I will eat you whole.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I mean, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm what? No, I'm not going to Atlanta. Are you kidding? That's fucking crazy. Like, who would possibly want to go to Atlanta when their third child's about to be born? No, I'm definitely not doing that, babe. Don't worry.
I mean, couldn't you be like, hey, well, I mean, I've already been to two.
So, yeah.
Two of them.
So again, that was a little bit of the feeler. Yeah. But when I tell you that it was immediately clear my options, it's been a non-starter since. I'm a good boy. I am going to listen to wifey.
Maybe baby A-Bear comes early?
Probably not.
Were your girls on time?
Yeah.
And so we don't know the sex of baby A-Bear number 3?
No, we do not know.
This will be a surprise.
Probably.
I mean, you're going to have a third girl. You know that.
Yeah. And I love girls, dude. I'm cool, man. I'm cool either way. I don't care. Healthy baby, healthy mom, we Gucci. But it's
Clay Young, shout out.
My funniest memory is before the season, and I apologize because I've told this on air so many times recently, but my wife was like, oh, fuck. The baby's, like, going to be born the week of the SEC championship. And I just scoffed. I laughed. I was like, babe, if there's ever a fucking year, do not fucking worry. There is a zero. This is like fresh off of SEC Media Days. Alabama's bringing Battle and Will Anderson and Bryce Young. I'm like, babe, if there is ever a year to not worry about the SEC championship, like, this is the year. No worries. We're fine. We're Gucci.
Why do you keep saying we're Gucci? And why are you coughing so much?
What?
Do you have the vid?
No, I think I'm coughing because this entire season has been one unending assault on my vocal cords.
Yeah, I'm stunned you can talk.
It's not going to last long. I'm going to be like Willie Fritz by the end of this year. Hey, what's up? Let's go Green Wave. Let's go. It's really excited for the boys. I'm like, hey, Cliff knows all about this. That drill sergeant voice dropped out and give me 20, you son of a bitch. I've been yelling for 30 fucking years. You piece of shit, you better fucking get your shit right or you're never going to make it in these Marines, motherfucker. Shout out to all the vets out there, dude. I'll never forget beating my cousin's Paris Island instructor. That motherfucker was like, hey, I could make something of you. And I was like, I'm scared of you, bro. I don't even know if I want to deal with you right now, dude. I mean, Cliff knows. He knows, dude.
By the way, shout out. Yesterday was Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans.
Shout out Cliff Nelson right here, boy.
Thank you for your service to all the vets, man. Appreciate y'all for show. You want to go through the game?
Matt, you weren't here at Don Juan. During the game, we had an older gentleman, Matt, first half, pass out in his chair. Not from drinking. He's an older gentleman. Very scary stuff. It's also Fireman's Appreciation Day. We call EMS. Firemen come out here. It was very scary. All good. He's good to go. They bring him off in a stretcher. We're like, okay, that's good. He seems like he was conscious. He was good. My guy came back 10 minutes later.
Oh, did he? Came back here?
Yes,
did he?
Yes, dude. He got stretchered out.
That is a fucking hell of a rally. That's a hell of a rally.
He shows back up. And he just all of a sudden is back in the exact, back in the exact same bar stool that he left off
like,
of.
You know, like the song Dead and Bloated. It's like puke and swallow, puke and swallow, like puke and swallow, puke and swallow, puke and like your boy's right back in the fucking chair.
Unbelievable, and he stayed throughout the entire game, dude. Our guy fucking made it. Let's go, dude.
All right, all right. You want to go through the game? Let's go through it.
Let's do some game
we'll get through, and I think some of y'all have wanted us not to go through so much detail of the game, so we'll hit the big points. LSU
fuck y'all, dude.
All right, yeah,
hit
fuck
the
y'all
like
then.
button, you bitches.
Yeah, bitches. T-Bob's the one telling you. He normally begs you to hit the like button, and I'm like, hey, bitch, it's sick. Like, it's one little push of a button.
One little push of a button.
What the fuck's your
algorithm,
problem,
dude?
We're here for free.
Yeah, fuck your algorithm.
You get to watch for free. Just hit the fucking thumbs up.
Hit the like
button. And today,
dude.
T-Bob's calling y'all bitches.
Subscribe, dude. Let's go. Hey, if you want the Tigers to win the West, hit like and subscribe. If they don't, it's your fault.
All right, so Arkansas won the toss, deferred. LSU got the ball, and man, they had a third, bro. They had a 3rd and 18.
Yeah,
because after the first sack, which was certainly a sign of what was to come, they had a 3rd and 18, and Josh Williams took a handoff up the middle and went 20 yards.
It was great. Actually, I was listening on the radio at the time. I was in the car on the way over here, but it seemed great.
Josh Williams, by the way, I need to check. I think this is a career high. He had 19 for 122 today. I think that's his first 100-yard game as a time. Maybe not his first 100-yard game, but I think that is a career high. Let me check for Josh Williams.
He had 120?
122 for Josh Williams.
Let's go, Jayden. Look, Josh Williams continues to be just an overachieving godsend for this team. I mean, it's crazy how LSU turns out these backs that just kind of shock you, right? It was Edwards-Helaire, 19. It was Darrell Williams before him.
And that wasn't a shock.
It was, okay. Oh, my God. Okay, sure. Whatever. You thought Clyde Edwards-Helaire was going to be a first-round pick before the season. Sure.
Helaire.
What the fuck am I saying?
Helaire. It's a man's name, like Ramos, not Ramos. Call a man his name.
Wait, have we talked about Ramos Ramos?
He had 106 yards against Florida, so this was a career high. Career high 122 for Josh Williams.
The point of all of this is that LSU just finds a way to find a great running back even when you don't think that they have one. And Josh Williams, I always go back to the Clyde Edwards-Helaire quote.
Good job.
Where he talks about throw your heart across the line and the ball will follow. That basically sums up Josh Williams' entire game this whole season. Like, so many times where he has made the offensive line look better. He has overcome being dead in the backfield. He had the 3rd and 7 last week against Alabama. He had the big touchdown run where he somehow found a way in. Like, Josh Williams has just been great. And I'm glad that he's rewarded with 100 tough yards on a tough day when those yards end up being the difference.
Added at 6 yards carry long of 31. The 31-yarder we'll get to in a second because that was big too. But after Williams had the 20-yarder,
shit, my computer's about to die. I gotta get my phone.
They, why don't you bring your charger?
I do have my chargers in my bag though. I had to strap these golden boots on my legs.
Why
dude.
can he plug in his? He needs to plug in his.
Oh, Matt, the best trophy in football right there, dude. Look at it.
Did you bring that shit or did someone bring that for you?
No, Scotty Bird.
Jesus
Scotty Bird
Christ.
brought that, dude. Look at that, dude. Just new boot goofing
That's
with
terrible.
me and the boys, dude.
That's so terrible.
The best trophy in college football, back where it needs to be. In Baton Rouge, a beautiful, geographically accurate, dangerously serrated golden behemoth. Back where it needs to be.
The most worthless piece of shit.
Leave
it in Arkansas.
No,
leave the fucking trophy in Arkansas.
Dude.
Nobody wants that piece
What
of
did Joe
shit.
Fouché do when they won it last year? He ran over to that bitch immediately. You know what? Joe Fouché
because
said,
Joe
I love that
Fouché
trophy.
played at Arkansas and they never won shit.
He said, I love that trophy. I want it back. Let's go,
okay,
dude.
Great.
Here you go, Wyatt. Thank you, brother.
So after LSU they ran a sweep with Malik Neighbors. So like LSU was kind of open on that first drive, man. They were mixing it up a little bit, man. They were on the sweep with Malik Neighbors for 12 yards and a first down was the interception, and they were setting up a running back screen.
So Emery, what happened on the pick? I was still in the car.
So Emery's in the game, and they're setting up a running back screen to John Emery, and it's covered. And so Daniels is being pressured. This is just where you see quarterbacks like throw it into the ground.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing it to the ground, he threw it just kind of low right at the defender who was standing right there, who just caught it right at the line of scrimmage. Jayden Daniels, by the way, hell of a job on the tackle, because if he doesn't make the tackle, it's 6 the other way. And when you talk about a game that ended 13-10, that changes things dramatically in that football game. So the interception sucked. And that actually was what started the entire flip of the field position for the whole first half, where LSU was just constantly in terrible field position that they could never work themselves out of. But
like you said, a really good comparison is last week, first half LSU, where you weren't getting points, but you were doing enough to consistently win the field position battle, which set you up for the halftime lead.
and the LSU defense came on the field and forced a 3-and-out. The big story in the first half was LSU's 2 bad turnovers, which gave Arkansas the ball in LSU territory, and Arkansas got 0 points off those turnovers.
Yep.
So LSU forces a 3-and-out. Arkansas punts. It's a touchback. Get the ball at the own 20. LSU starts at their own 20.
Thank God we had Tessitore and Mac on the call, though, right? I mean, sheesh. It would have been a brutal afternoon without him, dude. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know Matt's feeling on that duo, I do not think this is his favorite booth.
So LSU would punt, ensuing that LSU went 3-and-out, 52-yarder. Dude, Bramlett booms a 52-yarder, and they allow a 14-yard return, so Arkansas set up at their own 44. It's like the whole fucking first half, the whole game, LSU was just constantly losing this field position battle. It felt like you could never breathe offensively.
Well, and the special teams was actually, except for the Ramos field goal, was pretty objectively bad in the first half,
again.
right? Penalties. You had the one return where there were 2 holding penalties, and they were like, no, we're going to take the worst holding penalty out of the 2. You had the kick go out of bounds, which in a field position battle, obviously, is like, what the fuck? So, yeah, it was not a banner day for special teams once again, although all cleanly fielded punts, which, you know, whatever, I guess.
You had on the
coverage units weren't bad after that one.
Arkansas, after they had the short field starting at their own 44, they would kick a field goal on that drive. Greg Penn made a huge tackle. They had moved into.
It was nice to see Penn.
They moved into like deep into LSU territory. They were at the 6, 11 to 15. They were at the LSU 15-yard line. And Greg Penn on first down came up with a tackle for loss of Malik Hornsby for a -2, which forced them to throw a pass. So they went incomplete. Then they had 3rd and 12, and they ran the draw with Hornsby, stopped him, and they kicked a field goal. So that was a giant play by Penn, put them behind the sticks, made them throw the ball, and Hornsby couldn't throw. Malik Hornsby for the day finished 4 of 9 for 24 yards passing. I mean, he was terrible. But we knew that. Like, it was why if you came into this game and you knew Jefferson wasn't going to play, was going to be limited, Arkansas was going to suck. Malik Hornsby can't throw the football. Like,
and if you
he's a really good athlete. He cannot throw.
And again, that's where Perkins comes in. Because if you cannot throw the football and you're a running quarterback, you're not faster than Harold Perkins. It's just that simple. Like against 99% of teams, Matt, you're not going to have someone who can handle that guy, and yet Perkins can't just handle him. He can handle them consistently, like every single time.
All right, so Arkansas's up 3-0, and this is where you're talking about the issue. That was the kickoff. The ensuing kickoff, LSU had 2 holdings on the kickoff.
That's why I'm laughing.
It was
like,
on Tolan and Xavier Carter.
They said, we're going to take the worst holding.
Yeah, so they declined the penalty on
Carter, I think. Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know which one.
Yeah, no, they declined the one on Carter. They declined the one on Tolan and accepted the one on Carter.
Yeah,
so
they were talking to Carter after the play, so that makes sense.
They were both holding. So anyway, so LSU down 3-0, get the ball on the second play. LSU's at their own 10-yard line, and that's when Jayden fumbled on the second play.
Yeah, zone read gone awry. Great play by the DN. Yeah. He played the mesh perfectly. Jayden probably should have handed it, I guess, in retrospect. Look, if we're going to give Harold Perkins credit, you got to give, I don't know who forced that fumble, but you got to give the defender credit there, right? That's a great defensive play.
This was, all right, so I wrote down my notes. This was a bonkers sequence. Like, this was a the game is drunk sequence, all right? Jayden Daniels fumbles. Arkansas gets the ball at the LSU 10. They go for it on 4th and goal from the 2 and get stuffed. So LSU takes over. Ojulari and Wingo, by the way, were the ones that got the stuff at the line on the 4th and goal.
And as always, Mekhi Wingo and Jaquelin Roy were fucking great in the middle. They are every game.
Dude, Wingo had a play. I told Wyatt about this. It was early in the second half. You know what it was? It was right before their touchdown too. Mekhi Wingo pushed the left guard into the quarterback for the TFL.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't wrap the guy up. He pushed the guard into the runner and knocked him down for a loss of 2.
And
it was number 62. It was bonkers.
He threw the Alabama left tackle into Bryce Young about 4 or 5 times last week.
Yeah, he's crazy. Crazy
he's
strong.
Fucking animal, dude. And I know nobody wants to play this game, but as we project forward, who else is excited for Mekhi Wingo, Mason Smith interior? I fucking am.
Oh, my God.
Let's fucking go, dude.
And what if you get Roy and Guillory back?
Yeah, Roy comes
if
back.
Roy and Guillory both come back, oh, my God.
My God.
So this is the sequence. Daniels fumbles. LSU gets the goal line stand. So LSU gets the ball back. They end up with 4th and 1 at their own 24, and Brian Kelly's going to go for it.
Yeah.
And I'm going, Brian. I think I tweeted, I'm like, Brian, your defense is playing great. They can't move the ball. But punt the ball.
It shows you a little bit how frustrated they were. It shows you a little bit. But it does show you a little bit how frustrated they were with the offense, right? Like they felt like the offense should have been doing better.
But so LSU converted 2 third downs.
But that's not the craziest part, Matt.
LSU converted a 3rd and 1. So then it's 4th and 1. They call timeout.
Yeah.
They're lined to go for it. They call timeout.
Which, what the fuck was that? That was odd.
It was the same thing in overtime against Bama. They want to see the formation.
Yeah,
so
but normally
timeout.
if you're going to call timeout there, then you come back out and you punt the ball.
Well, no, I think they were seeing what the formation was to see what they were going to run.
Well, okay, but what I would argue is that that's a bad usage of a timeout.
I understand, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but he was intending to go for it, and you get it, but Mason Smith false started, right?
Yes.
Jayden Daniels had the first down on the play, but Mason Smith.
Not Mason Smith, Mason Taylor.
I'm sorry, Mason. Thank you, Mason Taylor. So now you have to punt it.
Yeah.
But they run a fake punt.
Yeah, which is fucking wild, dude. On 4th and 7 from your own 20 in a game in which, you're down 3-0?
Yes.
You fucking fake it?
And they get it, but there's holding on Mike Jones. Which
Mike
by the
Jones
way,
is in a tough spot, dude. It was a hell of a block. It was just too long.
Without Mike Jones holding, Jayden Daniels gets tackled. Or the Bramblett gets tackled.
Oh,
so
and then it's just a turnover on downs.
So it's probably a good thing that Mike Jones did hold.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Now you punt. So anyway, so you go fumble, goal line stand, fake punt, but not really.
And
so now we punt.
Jay Bramblett, not that fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was not
and it was
that was not some big trump card where you're like, we got a really athletic punter. Like, he was pretty slow.
And it was 4th and 6.
I think
the punter is 12 yards deep.
Yes,
so really, he's got to go 19 yards to get the first down.
It was a
you better believe it's open if you're going to take off. Anyway.
That was a wild call. That was a YOLO call for all you millennials out there.
So you punt, they block in the back.
You know the motto.
You punt, they block in the back, so then they're all the way back at their 39, and then they start moving the ball. LSU gets the ball. Shit, dude, Booty would have been. Booty was open in the end zone. This is where Jayden Daniels had a 20-yard run, a first down up the middle. They throw it to Kayshawn was open in the end zone. They tipped it in the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. So you have 3rd and 5 from the 12-yard line, and you get sacked. And so anyway, you end up kicking the field goal, so you're tied at 3. And then you kick the ball out of bounds. Like, that sequence was like, what the fuck else is going to happen in this game right now? Like, can we just get some stability in this thing?
It was a weird
That was a weird sequence.
And you know what's
in the second
funny?
quarter.
It had nothing to do with the weather. For all of our talk of weather,
Zero.
It was a beautiful football weather day. It had nothing to do with the weather. It was just credit Arkansas, Barry Odom, that crowd. It was just a weird fucking day of college football, dude.
So Arkansas's drive ended with another play by Harold Perkins. It was 3rd and 12. Arkansas called a timeout. They came back out there, and Harold Perkins made a beautiful play on Malik Hornsby, who looked like he was going to get to the edge, and Perkins ran him down and tripped him up. Otherwise, because if he turned the corner, he probably would have gotten it. So,
but you can't do it against Perkins.
You could not do it against Perkins. So, anyway, LSU got the ball back, and then they would put together a really nice drive. This would have been, LSU's drive for the field goal was
John Emery in
11. This was an 11-play, 61-yard drive. John Emery, the first play of that drive was Emery's 32-yard run.
Yeah.
That was the first play of the drive. So,
God, Matt Emery.
He did convert a 4th and 1 on that drive. Josh Williams converted a 4th and 1.
So I want to be clear here. Josh Williams is the best running back you have because he's the most consistent and he always gets more than he should. But you just feel John Emery's ceiling, dude. You just feel the fucking big play potential every time he touches the ball. Like, the kid is dynamic, man. And I hope that he continues to get a chance to show that. And wherever he ends up going in the NFL, I think he'll be able to show that.
I'm going to say it every week. Emery's not going to be a bulk guy, but he's got that ability. So you look for the 1 or 2 plays a game where he's going to do it. Did Ole Miss score?
I think Ole Miss just got in.
And Ole Miss is in. Okay, so...
Fuck. What a weird moment.
So
saying fuck for Ole Miss going up 7-0.
By the way, when LSU kicked the field goal to go up 6-3, it was 4th and 4. Brian Kelly's lining up, go for it, 4th and 4. And they had a false start, so then they had to kick the field goal. Brian Kelly was like, fuck this shit. I want to do something crazy.
Yeah, well, no,
He's like, I want to do something reckless. No, somebody let me do something reckless today.
But he was pissed, though, dude, because their defense is shit. And
I don't need pissed off Brian Kelly. I just need to win the game. I just need to win the game. Like, that reckless shit is what could have cost you. The reckless shit is what cost Arkansas the game from Sam Pitman. And Brian Kelly tried to be reckless, and a couple of times penalties fucking forbade him from being reckless.
Yeah, but what if he got it, right? I mean, you never know, right? If you get it,
well, they went for it later and didn't get it on a 4th and 1.
On a 4th and 1, that was bad.
Bro, I mean, there's always that risk. It's points. I value points. I'm always going to value points. Coaches hate points now. Coaches don't just take points.
No. They like more points. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you get no
points.
Unless you get no points. So anyway, Arkansas punts and LSU runs out there. LSU tried to play a little circumstances at the end of the half where they tried to get the ball back. It's 3rd and 1. They called a timeout. Arkansas converted, and then Arkansas decided, all right, we'll go for it.
They got the ball back, and then they fucking chilled, though.
Yeah. So you go to half. Let me see what else I had from the first half. LSU converted to 3rd and 18 with Josh Williams. The 3-and-out after the interception was big. The goal line defense. Perkins' forced fumble was obviously a huge play. Perkins tackled in 3rd and 12. John Emery's 32-yard run. The bad, though, I mean, you threw the pick. You had the false start on Emery Jones. You had the hold on the kickoff out of bounds, the special teams hold. Jayden Daniels fumble, the false start on 86, the hold on the fake punt, the false start on Kayshawn was the one where they were going to go for it. That was the 4th down play.
Yeah, Cortland Jacob in the chat says Kayshawn jumped on purpose. Great team leader, protecting Brian Kelly from himself.
Maybe so. All right, so you go to half at 6-3. It was not exciting at all. Arkansas got the ball to start the second half, and LSU got off the field on, wait for it, 3rd and 18, Harold Perkins sack. Actually, he went back-to-back sacks on 2nd and 3rd down on Arkansas's first possession.
Oh, so good, dude.
Back-to-back sacks to start the half by Harold Perkins.
Just
he was incredible, bro.
Fucking unstoppable.
He was absolutely.
I mean, the amount of cell phone videos, Matt, that I have in my phone right now of Harold Perkins, straight up, and everybody tells me I should say tiger here, but he reminds me of a lion. When he's a spy, Matt, he is a literal fucking lion hunting him on the tall grass. Watch him. He doesn't run. He doesn't run. He steps, and he's doing this thing where he's kind of hunched, and he's prowling, and the tall grass is the line, right? And he's kind of peeking, and he's looking, and the fucking second the gazelle starts to run, he fucking pounces, and it's a wrap, dude. Every single time. It's unreal.
But he's not a literal lion.
He's a literal lion.
No, he's not a literal lion. He's a human being.
I saw him spray. The fucking, the pylon. After the game, he ran over to it and hitched his leg up and just sprayed on that shit. Let him know it was his. I'm telling you, dude. He may be a lion. I don't know. Watch the tape. Watch the game film, Matt. It'll teach you a thing or two. Yeah, exactly.
Get your questions in, because we'll go through the second half quickly, and then we'll get to your questions before we wrap. We got about 30 minutes left.
And I am going to have to piss at some time.
So LSU went 3-and-out on his first possession, second half. They threw the 3rd and 7 to Malik Neighbors and hit him in the hands. He dropped it.
Yeah.
That was a bummer. On a day where, like, I think we talked about this earlier in the year, where this felt like early in the year where it was like, we talked so much about how the receivers needed to pick up their quarterback on a day like this.
Yeah.
They didn't. He didn't do it. Jure had an opportunity on the sideline.
That was a really tough catch, but he had it. But he had it in his hands. Yeah. If somebody makes it, like all this offense needed, to your point, Matt, was just like, it felt like they just needed like one big catch, one big conversion, and they'd be like, okay, let's get rolling. But that just never came today.
It felt like they had it in this next sequence. So Arkansas' second possession is when they went forward on 4th and 2 from the, I didn't chart where it was. It was at the 38. They were at their own. I'm sorry, they were at their own 42. Arkansas was at their own 42. They went forward on 4th and 2. Sam Pitman, absolutely horrendous decision. Said it at the time. So this is in hindsight. LSU gets the stop. Hornsby drops back and he's corralled and falls. So LSU gets the ball at the Arkansas 40-yard line, and then John Emery got hurt on that play on the first down. He had a 4-yard run, got hurt. 3rd and 3, they convert.
Did we ever get an injury update? Did he come back in after that? Do we know? I don't know for sure. I'm just curious.
No, Noah Kane was the next back in.
Oh, because Noah Kane almost had the massive conversion at the end. Dude.
Yeah. So Noah Kane came in. Emery did not play again. But you know what did happen on this drive? Back-to-back plays. You had 3rd and 3. Jayden Daniels had the fake toss and then ran and got the conversion.
Yeah.
That was nice. And then
that was a good play. That was like one of the few times great play call.
The next play was the 26-yarder to Kayshawn over the middle down to the 1, and then Josh Williams ran it in. So LSU went up 13-3. At that point, we're all feeling like, all right, cool. This is good.
Oh, 13-3 felt like 1,000.
It felt like that.
Like I was chilling. I was like, all right, boys, let's go.
And
we're
then
planning to tape up the boot afterwards. You're like, okay, let's go, boy.
And then Arkansas put in Cade Fortin.
Who, remember that? I know him.
Yeah, and you don't know him.
I've never met him. That is true.
And on the
I know his family.
On the first possession with Cade Fortin, they very quickly went 3 and out, and Baskerville had a pass breakup on 3rd down where he damn near intercepted it.
Yeah.
Like he got a paw on it.
Oh, Alabama's bad.
And so they go.
Oh, my God. No, they went for it on 4th down. They were in motion as they snapped the ball. That's going to be.
That's a pre-snap penalty.
They're going to decline it, though, I think.
It's not pre-snap?
I don't know. I think it's a legal motion pre-snap. A legal motion may not be pre-snap. No, yeah, so that's going to be.
Ole Miss turns them over on downs.
Wow. And I think that might be in Alabama territory, dude.
All right, so anyway, but LSU forced a 3 and out with Cade Fortin.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, fuck it. This is where it's going to start rolling.
Yeah, we're chilling.
And then LSU, and on 1st down, Josh Williams ran for 31 yards. So, you're feeling like, okay, we're feeling good. Like, this is where LSU takes over the game.
Make it 20-3. That's a wrap.
You're at the Arkansas 40, 1st down, tip pass, 2nd down, sack, 3rd down, incompletion, then you punt. But you punt it down to the Arkansas 6, so you're like, cool. Arkansas's down at their 6. They ain't done shit all day.
With Cade Fortin.
94-yard touchdown drive.
God damn.
They converted.
With a 3rd and 17. That was almost picked.
3rd and 17 was the play. Savion Jones had a sack before that.
Hey, all y'all in the chat talking shit about Jayden Daniels, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, fuck you.
Sorry, continue.
So 3rd and 17, they get the 29-yard conversion, and then 4 plays later, they were in the end zone.
Yeah, it was, and I tweeted at the time, Matt, this is how these kind of upsets happen. A 94-yard drive with a 3rd-string quarterback where you give up a 3rd and 17, that is exactly how bullshit upsets happen. And it was like, okay, drop your nuts, go fucking win the game. And indeed, Perkins dropped those gigantic bronze balls of his straight into Sam Pittman's mouth. Yeah,
the good news is that after that, Harold Perkins took over the game. Josh Williams had a really strong run on 2nd and 6, had an 8-yard run. And he had a false start on
I am
Frazier.
logging all of these super chats, by the way, also. Don't worry, we're going to get to them.
Offense stalls. You give it to Arkansas. They go 3 and out. You get the ball back. You can't move it. You have the 4th and 1, and that's where you're at your own 17 to start that drive. You move the ball a little bit. You convert 2 first downs. You have the 4th and 1. They go for it, and LSU can't convert the 4th and 1 with Josh Williams. That was kind of the low point where you're like, holy shit. There's 6 minutes to go. It was 6:08 to go in the ball game. Arkansas had the ball at their own 43, and you're like, they're a field goal away from tying this, and we're really uncomfortable.
So Matt, you've talked about this multiple times in the past, right? When you're against a team that you're better than, and this is obvious, but I don't know why I associate with you, but you never want to be in the place where you're one. Just even though you're the better team and you're winning on a down-by-down basis, you never want to be in the place where you're just one fucked-up play from losing the game. And unfortunately, that is exactly the place that LSU found themselves in.
So, but this is where Harold Perkins took over. There was a 3rd and 10, and Perkins forces the fumble. They review it and ultimately determine that the ball was going forward, which I think was probably the right call. Do you agree?
Wait, what happened?
When they the first Perkins 3rd and 10 where they overturned the call on the field. It looked like it was a forced fumble. They say the hand was coming forward.
That was incomplete. 100%. 100%.
It was a good call.
100%.
But they had 4th and 10 at the LSU 43 and punted with 4 minutes to go. And that's what we talked about a bit ago. And I was a little surprised there. Pittman had been so aggressive, and in that moment to punt, he did. But his defense backed him up. LSU did. They converted to 3rd and 4. The 3rd and 4 conversion was the Jeray Jenkins review on the sideline.
Yeah, which looked awful at the time, but honestly, credit to the ref. If you're going with forward progress, he ended the play a yard behind, but his initial turn put him at the line to gain.
It was definitely
a lot of people said now a lot of people said break for LSU, and it's a break if you call it short on the field. Sorry, it's a break in that. If you call it short on the field, the call's probably going to stand anyway, right?
Yes.
But upon review, it was not nearly as bad as it looked. where you're like, oh, my God, he's a yard behind. That's great. Then you saw, no, he actually turned to the front and then got twisted to the back. And honestly, like I said, call stands, right? Like, he was at the line.
I think we have trained our eyes to look at the yellow line.
Yeah, why was the yellow line missing a lot of the game today?
I don't know.
Did you notice that?
But as game watchers now, like we've trained ourselves to look at the line. And so when we saw it real time, Jory Jenkins was a yard short of the line.
But even then though, he wasn't wasn't short, he was short of the line at the end of the play when he initially turned.
But he never got to the
line.
He never got to the line.
I don't know.
The line was beyond the yard to gain. Like, he never got to the line.
Look, I will never trust the LSU. I will never trust the yellow line ever since LSU A&M. When they had that, third or fourth and 17, remember? Yeah. And the guy was short, but it was actually a first down. The line was just 2 yards off. Fuck the yellow line.
The yellow line was 2 yards off, too. That was so fucked up.
That was so fucked up. I was so happy only to learn that some fucking jackleg in the goddamn booth or the goddamn computer room had the line 2 yards ahead, dude.
Anyway, I was surprised Arkansas punted there. LSU gets the ball. The review stands. Then the next play was the penalty on Emery Jones for pulling,
assisting the runner. That's what Twitter said.
I don't understand. All right, so I'll grant you ignorance here. I don't understand how pushing a back is legal, but you can't pull him. It's the same.
I thought it was
the same thing.
I thought it was a super fucking tight play by Emery to be like, I'm beat. And then Jayden runs into him. Bro. And instead of trying to block, he's like, no, bro, I got you.
Come on.
And he fucking carries it. He's like, oh, come on, dude, we're going to carry this shit. I thought that was cool as fuck. But apparently it's a penalty.
So LSU would end up punting. The 3rd and 14 was a Noah Kane run where he got 13 yards. Came just a yard short of the first down.
Yes, that was what a great run by Kane, dude. Almost ended the game there on the spot. And at that point, I was wondering if you go for it. And that's when Brian Kelly was like, you know what? I'm going to trust my defense.
And he did. So Bramblett hit a 45-yarder that looked like he shanked. They got a good roll.
Wait, that ended up going 45?
45 yards.
That's a goddamn godsend right there. That punt had no business going. I thought it was 35. That punt had no business going 45. That looked awful off of the foot.
And then Arkansas's final drive of the game, incomplete on first down. They had a 14-yarder to the left sideline to Hazelwood, and then on first down, Harold Perkins forced fumble that ended the game. So LSU wins 13-10 over Arkansas. We are at Don Juan Cigar Bar. It's whiskey and wine. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash that like button. Facebook, please like the page and share the post. We're here live at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Awesome spot to watch all your football Saturday, football Sunday. Top shelf liquor, premium cigars. It's a great spot. They do have a limited food menu as well, so if you want to eat food here, you can. Don Juan right here in Town Center.
I love the wings.
Awesome spot.
Yeah, I mean, we have such good times here every Saturday. If y'all ever want to just come and fucking, being in the stadium is obviously better, but if you want to come and just have some fun and a great spot to watch the bar, we get down here at Don Juan's every Saturday. There's been a lot of great celebratory moments this year, Matt.
Ole Miss about to go 14.
Yeah, bro. It's almost. Ole Miss. Ole Miss got it.
All right, Joshua Bridwell, Joseph Guidry, Philip Scott. What's going on, y'all? We appreciate y'all for being there. Let's get some questions. Go ahead to Super Chats if you want. If y'all want to talk about, if y'all have questions about the game itself, comments about the game itself, fire away. We'll use the remainder of time. We got about 20 minutes or so. We got right at about 20 minutes, give or take. So go ahead and fire away with your questions. Go. All right,
Dylan Meadows with a $10 super chat says, I will be naming my first child Harold Perkins. Let's fucking go. Go Tigers. Then with a little tiger and whiskey emoji. Yeah, I agree, dude. You know what? If my kid's a son, I'll name him Harold Perkins. Harold Perkins A-Bear. Not really. But that'd be tight, though.
Y'all have names?
If it's a boy, probably making Bobby Joseph the fourth.
Okay.
Call him Quad Bob, Lil Queasy, Lil Q, you already know. Little square boy, you know what I'm saying, little 4 boy. Jeb Whitley, number 40, Harold Perkins, has Raptor DNA. Josh Williams is so consistent, too.
Yeah.
Propane.
Josh Williams deserves a ton of credit, man. I know we've talked about it a bunch, but he's almost like your security blanket. He's not the explosive guy that's ever going to
blanket.
He's never going to rip off the 80-yarder. He's never going to make the really dynamic play that makes you go wow. But He's a hard runner. He stays low to the ground. His pads are forward. He gains positive yardage. If you need 2, he's going to get you 3. He's been so good. Like, I'm stunned on the 4th and 1. He got stopped. And honestly, it's more.
It was
it's
awful
more
offensive line. It wasn't on him.
It's also more Jayden Daniels' fault because Jayden, the end was crashing. Jayden, that was the read. He should have pulled it and taken off. I mean, made Jayden Daniels.
There was just way too much penetration there to begin with. Even outside of the crashing in, like, that ain't on Josh. He's been fantastic.
He's been awesome.
Ryan G with the $5 super chat says, Kayshon Boutte, offensive MVP for jumping off sides and making Kelly kick the field goal. I was screaming.
Ended up being the
Take
difference.
the points.
Take the
the
points,
way the game was going. Hey. Shout out Damian Ramos, right?
He's been awesome.
He's been real in every, like...
Clutch kick last week?
Well, it's weird, Matt, because, like, his overall stats aren't anything to write home about. I think he's making, about 70, 75? Like, maybe look it up. But every big kick, right? Florida to go up 10, last week to go up 7. Is that what it was last week?
No. You were down 15-14. He kicked it to go up 17-15.
Okay, there you go. So when you needed points last week, when you needed points against Florida.
It was right after they took their first lead.
Against Florida State, like, Ramos has actually, like, in all the high-pressure kicks, he's been fucking nice. And actually, who's the holder? Do we know who the holder is?
It's Bramblett.
Okay, so a couple of those snaps came in hot. And Bramblett did a great job of getting those snaps down. So Jay Bramblett, I know that never gets talked about, but I feel like Jay Bramblett did a really good job handling a couple of them Slade Roy balls today.
So we did talk about Bramblett in the preseason as the holder because LSU was deciding between a left-footed kicker and a right-footed kicker. So Bramblett, so you don't think of it, but if you're a holder,
can't have a left-footed kicker today.
If you're a holder.
Don't trust it.
But if you're a holder,
that's crazy.
Like holding for a left-footed and a right, you're catching and placing with different hands.
I can't even fathom it.
Right? But it's different. So
it's odd.
Bramblett's been big this year. Ramos is 8 of 11 on the season.
Okay, so he's got his numbers up better than I thought. I think at one point he was 6 of 9, I suppose.
He's 8 of 11 with 1 block. And you know what? I don't know if this is updated after today.
Okay.
I'm just looking at LSU Sportsnet. So maybe this was coming into today. 8 of 11 with no. It's updated because they updated Josh Williams' stats. So 8 of 11 with 1 block. In PATs, he is.
Well, there's going to be 1 miss in there, obviously. I think he only has 1 miss on the season in PATs.
Well, I mean, the block came against Florida State. The block field goal came against Florida State. Why don't they list his PATs?
But wasn't the block kick?
The
block extra point was against Florida State as well.
Yes, but I'm not seeing his PAT numbers here. Anyway, all right. So anyway, all right.
No, okay, I forgot about the blocks. Ramos has actually been fucking fantastic. He's 8 of 10. Like, the block was not his fault. He's 8 of 10 on the season. Yeah. That's great. As you go from Cade York, this fucking bomb-ass kicker that got drafted that you had, 8 of 10 with a no-name kicker that you had no expectation for is excellent. Like, at a time when we shit on special teams, and rightfully so, as we said today, special teams had a very rough start to that game. Damian Ramos has been fantastic there.
All right, Super Chats.
All right, Reed Rule says, Denbrock's play calling was awful today. Did we throw the Bama playbook away after last week? So, I again, Matt, this is something that I'll never be able to really break down live as well as I should. That's why guys like Kirk and Gary D are the GEAUX. But to me, look, man, it's kind of like, how people say in the NFL they get paid too? Like, Barry Odom gets paid too, right? And Barry Odom's got a lot of skins on the wall himself, and he just outcoached Denbrock today. It does not make me lose faith in Matt Denbrock. His growth this year has been fantastic. Just last week, we were bragging about what an excellent job he was doing of stressing all parts of the field. Today, they got outmaneuvered. And that's, again, while I go back to what I said at the beginning of the show, which is I love adaptability from a team, right? The amorphous blob. Can you adapt to the situation at hand? And so last week, you win with offense. Florida, you win with offense. This week, when you had to have it, you won with defense. And that's a sign of a team that deserves to go to a conference championship, though. Alabama, you need to pick it the fuck up, you tight bitches.
Help him to a field goal there. Are you done with Super Chats?
Nope. Luke Bouillard says, Perkins jersey came in today before the game. All I have to say, that's a great jersey purchase. I mean, great jersey purchase from our boy Luke.
Oh, you know what else, dude?
Kevin Falk was the only LSU jersey I ever had, and that was a great jersey purchase as well.
LSU is at 8 wins, so everybody cashed wherever you got it. If you got it at 6.5, 7.5, whatever. Like the highest number I ever saw was 7.5.
Hell yeah! So my Saints 8 wins is about to hit.
Oh, fuck. By the way, remember Mike D's old stat, which is the week a team loses its starting center, they fail to cover like 85% of the time.
Yeah.
No Eric McCoy tomorrow. Like Saints are losing that game tomorrow. Steelers coming off a bye. Saints short week with Monday Night Football.
It's okay. We're gonna get a great draft pick.
Saints are losing that.
We're gonna get a great draft pick, right?
You are gonna get a great draft pick that you're gonna give to Philadelphia. Yes, absolutely, that's gonna happen.
We need Sean Payton to take another job. So sad that we've ended up in this place. Okay, sorry. We don't need to make this Saints conversation.
For sure.
Because LSU's been fantastic. All right, here we go. Let's go, Bryce. Let's go BY9. Yeah!
we're like sitting there cheering.
Let's go, Bryce.
Alabama's going to win this game, bro. Like, I'm not worried. Alabama's going to win this game. They'll get in rhythm. They'll win.
Christian Crochet says, does Harold Perkins win Defensive Player of the Year? For LSU? Absolutely. I don't know about I don't know about like conference-wide or anything, but think about it. He is about to win SEC Defensive Player of the Week, second week in a row, and he won Freshman of the Week before that. Harold Perkins is lighting college football on fucking fire right now.
I'm seeing this a bunch. Like Philip Scott said, Denbrock was off today. Why dude wasn't running more? They ran 51 times.
No, if anything, they were
threw it 15.
So I was about to say, if anything,
now there were a bunch of those. They were pass calls that ended up being runs, but like they ran the like that was the plan today. They realized Arkansas couldn't move the ball. They were going to play ball control. You have to like tip your cap. Arkansas did a masterful job. They did not let people like they didn't run to the edge. Fuck yes, they did. How many times did you see Jayden Daniels try to get to the edge and get nothing? Like Arkansas did great in pursuit today, getting to the edge. If you have a complaint, it's that they weren't more creative in the passing game. Like, that would be my complaint. Like, why didn't we see slip screens, middle screen, get rid of the ball quickly, just wide receiver screen, run, make a guy miss in space? Like, anything to soften up. Like, I could argue with you there. Bama scored. Okay.
There we go.
Like,
I
could argue that. But, like, anybody seeing her saying they should have run? They ran 51 times today.
Yeah, they ran it 51 times. No, if anything.
51 passes. No, 51 runs, 15 passes.
And to be clear, though, Matt, that does speak to the manipulation of Barry Odom, right? Because Barry Odom shut down LSU's passing attack. Like, he forced you by dropping 8. He forced you to be like, fuck, we have to run the ball. And then in all the critical downs, his players were more ready than you were. So, like, credit to Odom.
We did not see Garrett Dellinger today. He was available.
Yeah.
Well, let me rephrase. I'll have to check participation. I don't know if he played at some point. Every time I looked,
I don't think he played.
It was always Miles Frazier. So
I didn't watch super closely, but I severely doubt he played. Like, it would have gotten brought up on the broadcast, I feel like, if he had suddenly come in the game.
So do you, after this performance where defensively...
Okay, hold on, time out. A lot of people tell me not to say Roll Tide. Do y'all not realize that us saying Roll Tide is the ultimate form of dominance? Because when you can arrive at a point where you can say Roll Tide and it benefits you, that's when they are beneath you. That's the point of this. That's why this year is so insane, that we live in a year where you are cheering for Alabama to send you to Atlanta. That shit does not fucking happen. So embrace it and then fucking enjoy it. Sorry.
Yeah, you still have to say Roll Tide.
Nah, fuck that, dude. RTR, bitch. Fuck them fucking cucks, dude. We beat their ass.
Hey, real quick, we've gushed over Perkins, who had an awesome day. Big hat tip to Greg Penn. 9 tackles, led LSU in tackles today.
Oh, really?
Greg Penn led LSU with 9 tackles.
And I've been shitting on Greg Penn a little bit secretly. I haven't done it in public too much, but, like, I have not been very high on Greg Penn this year.
2.5 TFLs and had a pass breakup today.
And
monster day for Greg Penn.
Shout out Greg Penn, man. That's a great day. On a day where it's 13-10, that's fucking critical.
Let me see. Let's go over some of the
other. I got more
other
super chats.
Oh, all right, I was going to go over the stats, but go ahead.
Okay, just a couple more. Zach Williams says LSU is 6-4 or 5-5 without Harold Perkins this year. He's asking the question: is LSU? I don't know if I can math that out in my head, but it feels certainly like today you don't win this game without Harold Perkins.
He won you the game today, yes.
You probably don't win Alabama without Harold Perkins
either. Keep in
either.
mind, he forced the fumble, which got you your first field goal. And he forced the fumble, which ended
the game.
Which ended the game. He was awesome. I mean, he made game-changing plays today. It wasn't just that it was an accumulation of stats, which it was also, but he made game-changing plays in the game where it was very tight.
And the final super chat comes from Mike Dincock.
Oh, Jesus.
And he just gave a $2 super chat.
I wouldn't even give him the time of day.
Oh, what? Mike Dincock is funny, though, dude.
Okay.
No, that's a good name. It's a fun name. It's like Denbrock, but with a phallic joke inserted into it.
I get it. All right. We got 10 minutes. Let me remind you about MICHELLI Weighing and Measurement, MICHELLI.com, MICHELLI.com. They're hiring. Go to MICHELLI.com. Hit the careers tab at the top if you're looking for work. MICHELLI, awesome people, great supporters, great Louisiana company celebrating 75 years in business. Joel McMullen, president and CEO. His son, Sean McMullen, played baseball at LSU, who now works with MICHELLI as well. So,
18 innings for baseball in Lafayette tomorrow. How about it?
Don't care.
Oh, wow.
Not at all. Wow. It's football season. I love LSU baseball. But I don't care.
Sad.
Don't care.
I can't wait to see schemes.
You're not watching that at all.
What are you talking about?
You're not watching a millisecond of that.
You don't think I'm watching LSU fall baseball?
You wouldn't watch fucking LSU like regular season. You wouldn't watch fucking postseason baseball. You go to fucking Renfest over that shit.
No, that is not true. I don't watch LSU midweek baseball. This is true. But I thoroughly enjoy watching the weekends. But don't watch midweek. And you're right, I'm not watching 18 innings tomorrow in Lafayette. But if you are an LSU fan in Lafayette, you can go out tomorrow and see them. Shout out to Go Flow IV Spa, Baton Rouge's premier medical spa. Remember, if you drank too much today, you're getting a little crazy, you're going to watch this Alabama Ole Miss game, go to Go Flow for the morning after IV. It's going to get you right for work on Monday. A healthy outside
on
starts
Monday.
From the inside, okay? And treatment starts as low as $60. Give your skin a drink, okay? Give your vocal cords a little drink. I wish GoFlow would come out here and fucking IBS live again.
Why didn't you get him to do that? Do I need to do everything around here?
Yeah, ideally.
Fuck.
I'm the talent. I just show up. Dude. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean?
Oh, my God. You're the asshole who just yells the whole fucking time that everybody complains
Hey,
about.
not everybody can just yell, yeah, fuck yeah, LSU. Okay, there's an art to it, okay? Fuck yeah, dick, cock, balls, LSU. I mean, it's genius. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
I love, dude, by the way, I'm going to shout out all these people on Twitter who are sending us their pictures. Toasting with us.
Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude.
Real quick, I'm going to shout out all these peeps. Hang on. Shout out to Tracy Cowley.
Oh, Tracy's one of the most loyal whiskey and wine listeners out there. Fucking right, Tracy. Oh, hold it down in H-Town. Go stretch lab.
Cliff Nelson.
Who's that?
Thornton Mellon.
Wait, Cliff Nelson? That guy sounds like a fucking douche. He's probably a Cowboys, Celtics, and Yankees fan. What a bitch.
Probably
shit, Cliff City right here.
Probably Alabama,
too. Dude.
Austin Mouton, what's good? Kelvin Price, what's up? Thanks for watching. Eric Johnson, Chase Melanson.
Love a good Melanson, dude.
Appreciate
y'all. All-time great last name.
Chris Palumbo, what's up?
That's like Francisco Palumbo.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Palumbo. That's a fun name to say.
For sure. And any more. All right, that's all.
Yeah, shout out Chris Palumbo. God damn, Chris Palumbo's got a great setup. I just saw his man cave. My boy's got fucking 4 TVs rolling. Let's go, Chris.
Hey, we're going to hang out tonight outside. Outdoor kitchen, get a little food.
We hung out outside of Don Juan until about 1 a.m. the other night. They kicked us out at midnight, and everybody was so happy. Everybody was just fucking kicking it on the sidewalk. There are a few things I love more in this life than a sidewalk hangout after the bar kicks you out. I mean, that's when you know it's a great night. Everybody's vibing, strangers hugging, everybody loving. It's the absolute best, dude.
I offered to bring you home last week.
Yeah, I Ubered. I Ubered home. Trust me, dude. I did not drive. And then I was treated with a nice little surprise box in my trunk. That was very nice.
When I got your text last night, I gave T-Bob some whiskey. When I got your text last night, I was like...
I texted Matt. I was like, holy shit, dude, thank you so much for all this whiskey. This is fucking incredible.
I was like, that was a week ago.
Yeah.
And immediately when I saw that, I was like, that's been in your trunk for a week.
Yeah,
I was like, this has been in your trunk for a week.
You gave it to me at halftime. It was like everything was moving very fast. I didn't really remember.
You didn't hear the bottles clanking and
then,
shit?
No, it was in the trunk. And then I popped open my trunk to get something out of it. And I was like, what's in this box? And then I opened it up. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. There's like 10 bottles of whiskey in here. Let's go, dude. This is fucking incredible. So I immediately texted Matt. I was like, dude, thank you so much. Like, this is so kind.
This was last night at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was super kind. It's when I played God. So I sat down last night. First time I played a PS5 games in ages. And I'm a big gamer, right? I haven't gamed in months.
Whatever. I didn't give you whiskey. I hate you.
I sit down last night with a little God of War Ragnarok. And thanks to Matt, I had some fucking fire whiskey ready to roll, dude. It was fantastic. God of War Ragnarok, by the way. Beautiful game. Absolutely love it. Boy.
I didn't give you anything. I hate you.
Yeah,
We just got a $210 super chat. Who's that?
Oh, shit. My bad. Let me see. It's got to be our boy Van. Oh, no. Daniel Kirkmaz. Daniel Kirkmaz stays giving the big super chat.
Shout out, bro.
Shout out Daniel Kirkmaz, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Making Guarantee Media richer.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what, man? Also, though, just showing love for fucking whiskey and wine.
Sure.
And we love whiskey and wine here. We love all of y'all who hang out with us every Saturday. This is literally the most fun thing that we do work-wise, and vastly more fun than being stuck in the ESPN studio all fucking day.
Oh, God.
Waiting for postgame to end, doing pregame. Like, it is fantastic to be able to come out here, Don Juan, and that only happens because of DJ, Don Juan. That only happens because of y'all, everybody hanging out with us on YouTube. So we really do, I really do love y'all. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Any more questions that we want to get to? Anything? Do you want to talk about anything for next? We're looking ahead to next week. We're less than 10 minutes. We have 5 minutes.
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
8 o'clock start, so it's a late start against UAB.
Oh, shit. UAB's 8 o'clock. That's right. What the fuck, dude?
8 o'clock start for UAB is going to suck.
Shout out E-Rock. E-Rock brought 3 baked treats this week. What are we looking at?
I'm sorry, who brought them?
E-Rock did.
Who brought them?
She baked them.
She
you
baked
think you
them.
you want to stolen valor her because you brought them? You did nothing. You did nothing at all. Like, you want to steal your wife's valor because you physically brought the cookies from the home to the bar? She's the motherfucker that sat there and hand-baked every one of them. There's delicious snickerdoodles. Or what's the thing with the like the Hershey Kisses in the middle?
I don't even know.
Those things are fire. Whatever those are fire.
You know what?
And E-Rock loves me.
Ask me how many times she bakes cookies at home.
Good, dude. She already knows. She already knows that. She loves me, dude. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I mean, again, it is, as we approach the Christmas season, it is the Jingle All the Way scene. I'm Tom Hartman. Howard, your wife's cookies are delicious.
That's
and you're
Phil
Arnold. Excuse me, my bad. I combined Tom.
R.I.P.
Who
Tom Arnold.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Phil Hartman, rest in peace. Wife shot him with a shotgun. Fucking crazy. But
it wasn't a shotgun.
It was Steve McNair. Anyway, the point is, I'm sitting here. Your wife's cookies. Put the cookies down. No, Matt. I'm eating your wife's cookies all fucking night because them joints is tasty. Shout out E-Rock.
So next week's big. You want to know why?
Why?
LSU UAB. It's huge.
Why?
Next week we'll break the all-time series tie between LSU and UAB.
Thank God. I've been thinking about it all season long.
UAB
dude.
beat LSU in 2000. LSU won in 2013. That was the Odell. Odell had a kick 6 in that game. Did you know this? Did you know like the Auburn kick 6? Did you know this?
I did not remember this.
So Odell had a kick 6 against UAB in 2013. LSU had Odell deep on a long field goal. He returned it 110 yards, whatever, for a touchdown. And Auburn.
It wasn't a close game, though, right?
No.
Right,
but Auburn, in scouting LSU, saw it, so installed it, and ran it against Alabama.
I'll never forget where I was for the kick 6 against Bama. I was cooking a Christmas ham in California at my mother's house, and I just started laughing like a fucking madman.
I was in the car driving to Pluckers.
It was so good.
We ordered Pluckers to go. Because it was like the 2:30 game.
Yeah.
And so it was around dinner time. So I was driving to Pluckers, thinking the game was going to be over, and I'm listening to the call on whatever the national ESPN radio call of that, and I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. So I got to Pluckers, and I saw the review. I saw the replay at Pluckers when I got there. Pluckers and Blue Line. Shut up.
Oh, my God. I'm about to piss my pants, dude. Are we almost done?
How much time we got, Wyatt? 2 minutes. Gushing streams.
Go to GoFlow IV spot. Oh, it's not helping. Shit.
Gushing streams.
GoFlow just makes you have to piss
Waterfalls.
even worse because you're hydrated, which is a good call, okay?
You can go. I'll wrap it up.
Can you help me?
I'll wrap it up.
You want to go to the bathroom with me?
No.
Okay. You're lost, dude.
Big shout out again, Don Juan Cigar Bar, for having us every single week here for Whiskey and Wine right here in Town Center. If you're looking at Whole Foods, just look to your right. You'll see Don Juan. The retail shop's next door. We're here at the Cigar Bar. Top shelf, all your top shelf liquor. You got premium cigars as well. TVs everywhere.
Also,
great place to watch the games.
It is really a good cut to watch the game. We had a group of partners over here from New Orleans today. My boys were all pumped. Their wives were back in the 504. They're here in Don Juan smoking cigars, watching the game. Yeah, there we go. Let's fucking go, dude. Great place to come watch the game, dude. This
Ole Miss leading 10-7 is first and goal right now.
And first and goal, dude. Alabama's defense looking unable to stop the lane train right now.
Alabama's got the score to win this game. All right. Also, shout out to MICHELLI and GoFlow. We appreciate it so much. Please support the people that support us. LSU wins 13-10. Tigers with an Ole Miss loss clinch the SEC West, or with a win, of course, over and Ole Miss is down to 1. Win over Texas A&M in 2 weeks, which makes that game at Aggieland even bigger. So
let's fucking go.
All right, that's gonna do it for us here. We're gonna wrap it up. Shout out, we appreciate y'all, Matt T. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button. We appreciate you being there.
Shout out Wyatt. Great job, Wyatt.
Shout out.